Everyone talks about how AI will change the world, but no one told me it would change the way I feel when I create. Hi, I'm Kaia Nohr, and in this video, I want to show you what really happens when imagination meets intelligence. Because once I started creating with AI, everything about how I think, design, and express myself completely changed. So stay with me, and let's explore how technology can make our creativity not just faster, but deeper, warmer, and more alive. For a long time, I thought of technology as something separate from creativity. It was structured, precise, almost clinical, the opposite of how I worked. I liked the messy, intuitive part of creation, the spark that comes out of nowhere, the imperfect sketch that suddenly feels alive. That's when I realized this isn't about machines replacing imagination. It's about imagination expanding its reach. I began experimenting, combining my instincts with algorithms, my visuals with data, my words with models that could see connections I didn't. And suddenly, the process I used to call work became play again. I could build ideas that once took weeks in a single afternoon. I could test concepts before they existed. I could dream without limits, and then actually bring those dreams to life. The more I collaborated with AI, the more human I felt, because it took away the noise, the repetition, the formatting, the endless adjustments, leaving me with time to feel, to create with intention, to make space for emotion again. Now, AI has become a part of how I think, not as a shortcut, but as a mirror. It reflects my ideas back to me, sharper, faster, more vivid. It asks better questions than I sometimes ask myself. It challenges me to be braver, to try, to move. And that's what this channel is about, a space where I can explore, learn, test, and share in real time. Because creativity doesn't happen in a vacuum. It grows when we experiment, when we're curious enough to ask, what if? Here, I'll take you behind the scenes of my process, how I use AI to design, write, and visualize ideas, how I turn abstract thoughts into form and function, how I use technology not to replace creativity, but to amplify it. I'll share what works and what doesn't, the messy drafts, the quiet moments, the happy accidents, because that's where the magic hides. And I want you to see that. AI is not about perfection, it's about potential, and that's what makes it beautiful. We're standing at a turning point, a creative revolution, where art meets intelligence, and imagination finally gets room to breathe. It's no longer about who has the most skill or the most tools. It's about who's willing to explore, who's willing to learn, who dares to imagine something new. So, if you've been curious about AI, if you've watched from a distance and thought, maybe one day, that day can be today. Start small, ask one question, try one idea. Let curiosity guide you, not perfection, because when creativity meets intelligence, everything changes. Not just how we create, but who we become when we do. Thank you so much for watching. If this inspired you, please subscribe and let me know in the comments what you want to learn more about. I'd love to hear your ideas, your questions, and your experiments. Because the future of creativity isn't something we wait for, it's something we build together. I'm Kaia Nohr, your AI bestie. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop creating with intelligence and heart.